Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Guys, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could shake up the entire NFC East and really give the Giants a huge boost in their quest to get back to the Super Bowl. Rumors are swirling that Myles Garrett, yes, the dominant pass rusher from the Cleveland Browns, might be on his way to New York. That's right, there's speculation that Garrett could be traded for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but the buzz is real, and it's coming from some pretty reliable sources like Adam Schefter. Now let's set the scene here. The Browns, sitting at a disappointing 2-8 record, are clearly in rebuild mode. They've got cap space, around $25 million, and seem ready to shake things up. Garrett, who's been a force on the edge since he entered the league, could be the kind of game changer the Giants desperately need on their defensive line. For those of you who watch closely, Garrett's stats are absolutely insane. In just 10 games this season, he's accumulated 29 solo tackles, 10 assisted, and 15 sacks. That's elite production, folks. His Pro Football Focus grade sits at an impressive 94. And his win rate is around 29%, which is astronomical for a defensive end. He's consistently disruptive, with a 94 sack yield rate and 7.5 hurries per game. When he's healthy, he's almost unblockable. And speaking of health, Garrett had a rib injury in Week 6, but even after that, he's managed to rack up 5 sacks in the latter part of the season, proving he's still a major threat. His pass rush ability is off the charts. He's like a tornado coming off the edge, constantly forcing quarterbacks into hurried throws and mistakes. This kind of player can elevate any defense from good to great overnight, and that's exactly what the Giants need to compete at the highest level. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Browns, with their rebuild, are giving up cap space, around $25 million, to facilitate this trade. It's a clear signal they're prioritizing the future, possibly looking at a draft rebuild, which makes Garrett available. For the Giants, acquiring Garrett would add around 16 projected sacks to their already solid pass rush, an increase of about 25% in pressure. Pairing him with their existing defensive line, which is already showing promise, could turn the Giants into a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Their pass rush, currently with 18 sacks, would get a serious boost, and that's exactly what they need to take their defense to the next level. Let's not forget, the Giants' defense has been trending upward all season. Their defensive line has been performing well, especially against the run and in pressuring the quarterback. Adding a player of Garrett's caliber would make them even more formidable, especially against division rivals like the Eagles and Cowboys. And for the fans, it's exciting to think about a front four that could dominate games, forcing turnovers and creating scoring opportunities. Of course, some skeptics might argue that the Giants' rush could collapse without proper support or that Garrett's injury history raises red flags. But looking at his current form and production, he's averaging about 7.5 hurries per game. It's clear he's still at the top of his game. Plus, his career totals include 108 sacks, and he's still just in his prime. His presence on the field would be a game changer, especially in high-stakes playoff pushes. Now, considering the odds, the Giants are seen as +10, 0 underdogs to +3, 0 for landing Garrett. That's a significant increase in their chances if they pull off this trade. Garrett's disruptive style, his ability to collapse the pocket, could add around 17% to the Giants' overall chance of making a deep playoff run. It's not just about adding a star, it's about transforming the entire defense into a nightmare for offenses. Looking at the bigger picture, the Browns are in limbo right now. They're trying to rebuild and clear cap space, while the Giants are trying to solidify their defense and make a serious playoff push. If this trade happens, it's going to send shockwaves through the league. The Giants' front line would turn into a terror for quarterbacks, and teams would have to game plan around Garrett's presence. That's the kind of impact that can shift the balance of power in the NFC East and beyond. The main question is, will the Giants be able to close the deal? If they do, it could set the tone for the rest of the season. Imagine Garrett lining up across from the offensive line, forcing sacks, creating turnovers, and helping the Giants secure more wins. This move would be a statement that they're serious about contending and that they're willing to make bold moves to get there. And let's be honest, Giants fans, we've seen this team fight through ups and downs all season. The defense has shown resilience, and now with a player like Garrett, they could become one of the most feared units in the league. The front four, already impressive, would be elevated to a new level. We'd see more pressure, more sacks, and more opportunities to turn defense into offense. That's the kind of formula that wins championships. In terms of the draft, giving up a first-round pick in 2026 might seem steep, but if Garrett delivers the kind of disruption that leads to more wins, playoff appearances, and even a Super Bowl run, it's an investment worth making. The Giants have been building a solid roster around Daniel Jones, and with a dominant pass rush, their chances of making a deep postseason run increase exponentially. It's about seizing opportunities when they come, and right now, acquiring Garrett could be that game-changing move. So fans, this is a story to keep an eye on. The NFL trade deadline is coming up, and teams are always looking to make moves for the stretch run. If the Giants manage to land Garrett, it's not just a headline, it's a shift in the narrative of this season. The NFC East will be even more competitive, and the Giants will have one of the league's most dangerous pass rushers on their side. That's a recipe for success, and I know we're all dreaming of that Super Bowl trophy once again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now I want to hear from you, Giants fans. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Garrett would be the perfect addition to our defense? Or are you skeptical about giving up a first-rounder in 2026? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants organization. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned and keep that passion alive. This team is on the rise, and with moves like this, who knows? Maybe we're headed back to the promised land sooner than we think. Keep believing, keep supporting, and let's make some noise. Go Giants!